Hey, what do you say, YouTubers? Chuck GRC here. Today we have our Axial SCX10ii Trail Honcho. Now this isn't a new release, this is a re-release. The original Trail Honcho was discontinued a while back, and by popular demand it made a comeback, which is really kind of remarkable. That's almost unheard of. Usually when a company retires a vehicle it's because of market saturation and lagging sales and that kind of thing, so they just discontinue them. But this one here, by popular demand, they brought it back. There are some differences between this one and the original. Plastic links, but it seems that there's a good glass content in the plastic. It's solid, it's flexible a little bit, but I think they'll get the job done. Still has the tried and true AR44 axles, locker differentials. Okay, it's solid four-wheel drive, always locked. And you also notice in the cage there's no longer a spare tire, but if you have spare tires you don't really need that rack or that tie down. I mean, a stock tire will stay right in there, it won't fall out on the trail, it just, you know, it wedges itself right in there. Nice detailed body, diamond plate, fuel cell on the back. The only add-on I did on this here was this little bomber rack. This was left over from the bomber project I did. Never ended up using it, so actually fit on here. It adds to the scale look. I think it looks good. Helps protect the body a little bit in a rollover. Front bumper, nice big brush bumper on the front. It's out there a ways. I don't know how that'll be for rock crawling, but this is basically a trail truck, and that's what this is really designed to do. Like I said, it's single-speed transmission. There's no overdrive or anything like that, but overdrive gears are available. You can get overdrive for the front, underdrive for the rear. A lot of companies make it. Axial makes them. You can get them from Hot Racing, Vanquish, Yaw Racing, that kind of thing. They're available. A ton of parts available for upgrades. So we're going to take it out in the trail and do a little bit of crawling with it and see how we do. Let's check it out. Well, there you go, guys. It was a great day out there. You know, most of those hills that you see me climbing on are sand and seashells. That was all material that was dredged out of the ground to make the canals that are all through Cape Coral here. So getting traction there is very difficult for any truck. Even my Capra, climbing those hills, they just don't do well because it's so soft. There's like maybe a 1/4 inch crust on top that's solid, but as soon as those tires break that crust, they just dig themselves right in. The only thing that I have that really does real well out there climbing those hills is the rock racers like the Wendigo or the Red Cat Camel. Those things just fly up over the top of the hill over the other side and they're gone. You know, but the crawlers have a little bit harder time on that. Now you'll see with that Honcho, I laid it over on its side a few times, and it's not so much that the truck is top heavy, I think it's bottom light. You know, when they put plastic links on rather than metal links, that's all weight that is subtracted from the base of the truck, from the bottom, raising the center of gravity essentially. So, you know, when you get into this truck here at $3 1/4, $329, free shipping, I mean, it's a pretty good truck. It's a lot of value there for the money. But I think it is a great one to buy if you're looking for something to tinker with and upgrade. You know, add some metal links, maybe some you know, brass knuckles, maybe a brass differential cover, that kind of thing. They add a little bit of weight to the bottom. It did very good out there overall. I mean, I thought it was a lot of fun. It handled well. The ground speed is, you know, faster than the average person is going to be comfortable walking, so that's not a problem. I ran it on 2-cell all day long, but it was a 5200 milliamp 2-cell battery, which is long and tall, and the way the battery fits in that battery tray, it sits up on edge. So I think if you ran it, you could probably actually run it with a 3-cell shorty pack, which would move the weight down and back more towards the center and lower in the truck. I think it might do better with the 3-cell shorty pack. I think I'll try that next time out. But it did fine on 2-cell. I think you'd be happy with it if you're going to be doing some trail walking and trail hiking, that kind of thing. I think it needs a little bit of work, like I said, to make it a good rock crawler. You can see that towards the end of the video I did a little bit of crawling in some riprap. Here in Florida, and we're basically a sandbar, you have to buy rocks if you want rocks. So the only rocks we can find to really crawl on, unless you go to an RC park, is if you go under a bridge or to a drainage culvert, that kind of thing, you can find some riprap. But the riprap is like the worst possible size you could try and crawl in. They're like 6-inch round, some jagged edges on them, but you know, a little smaller or a little bit bigger would be great, because you could actually get the vehicle, you know, actually on a rock and crawl the rock and go to the next one. But with this 6-inch, 5 and 6-inch riprap, you tend to high center a lot on them. There's just not a whole lot of places to plant your wheel, because there's one under your belly, and the next one is just a little too far to reach with the tire, or the ones behind you are, you know, too far away. It's just tough with the geometry of the truck. So I can't really, you know, fault the vehicle on that. It's none of them do great. Even my Capra. My Capra probably did the best out there on that riprap, but it didn't do great either. It's just the size of the rocks just aren't great for crawling. But overall, I thought it was a great truck. I'm happy with it. And it's going to be one that I'm going to add some weight to. I think I'll do, like I said, the brass knuckles, definitely the metal links. And we'll see. You know, whether or not I do the overdrive in the front, I don't know. I don't really do that much crawling with it. So to do overdrive on a trail truck, I don't think you're doing the truck justice. I think you're making it work harder than it has to. It really doesn't need it for trail walking, for trail hiking, that kind of thing. But we'll see how it goes. So I'll do some upgrades. We'll make another video. And as always, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you next time.